Is writing an art or science? Well, to me, it's science. And once you master in that science, you can write like an artist. There are a lot of key elements involved when you write a big piece of work, like the PTE write essay task. This is the holy grail of your PTE writing score. So join your PTE buddy at Edutrainex in learning those key elements that will assure your success in the test, along with all the key facts, scoring criteria, layout, and so on. And I will also give you the key tricks that will help you to master the task and also highlight what you should not do. After you understand the nitties and gritties of the write essay task, you should move to practice by following our super strategy videos on this topic. And don't forget to get the feedbacks on each of your practice questions. At Edutrainex, we provide a very detailed feedback on each of your essay responses and also give you the highlights on what areas you need to improve and how. So continue watching and keep learning. Overview and facts. In the write essay task, you are given a topic and a fixed time of 20 minutes. You need to provide your response between 200 and 300 words. The topic itself can be on any subject, and the essay type includes agree, disagree, argument, describe something, advantages or disadvantages, or respond to a question. The write essay task is the second in the sequence after summarize written text, and this question assesses only your writing skills. The question prompt may be of 2 to 3 sentences, and this task assesses how capable you are in writing a persuasive or argumentative essay on a given topic. The number of write essay questions that you get in the test is 1 or 2, with a fixed time of 20 minutes per question. Lastly, let me tell you an interesting thing called as seeding. What it means is that you normally would get 1 essay question, but if you do get 2 questions, you will still need to answer both of them. One point to note here is that only one of the essays will be marked, but you won't know which one. So don't panic and attempt both the questions with full confidence. The other essay is going to be used to train the PTE algorithm, which the PTE calls as seeding. Don't worry, just use our super strategy and the essay structure and you will be good. Now coming to the layout and structure, let me show you how this task looks in the actual test. So this is how you see the write essay questions in the test. On the top, you see the question prompt instructions, which tells you that you need to write an essay between 200 and 300 words. Just below that, you see the essay prompt, which gives you the topic for the essay. Below that, you have the writing space, where you need to type your response. And you also have the facility of cut, copy, and paste buttons, as you can't use the mouse to do so the way you normally do. And below that, you see the total word count, which is a key helper for you in this task. And lastly, on the top right hand side, you see the countdown timer, which means that it starts with 20 minutes and ends on 0. So make sure that you use the entire time wisely, as saving time on this question will not add time to the next questions. It is important that you understand the scoring well, which will allow you to solve this task perfectly. Let's now look into how this question is scored in detail. There are 7 areas that you are scored in this task: content, development, structure and coherence, form, general linguistics, grammar, vocabulary, and spelling. So content-wise, you need to write on the topic and include details and examples. Next, for development, structure and coherence, your essay should have a good structure and include introduction, body,
and conclusion. Next, your essay should be between 200 and 300 words. For general linguistic range, your essay should have a clear communication, highlighting the key ideas and creatively express opinions. Grammar and vocabulary are straightforward. Your essay should be free of grammatical errors and your vocabulary usage should be appropriate. And lastly, you are also assessed for your spelling accuracy. Now, talking about the weightage of these areas, look at the table shown here. For content, you can get a maximum score of 3 points if you cover all relevant aspects, 2 if you miss one key aspect, and so on. For development structure and coherence, if you follow a good structure, you get a maximum of 2 points and lose marks if your structure is poor. So make sure you follow the structure we recommend as it covers all the marking criteria specified by the PTE. Next, in form, which counts the number of words in your response, you get 2 points if your response is between 200 and 300 words. 1 point for responses between 120 to 199 or 301 to 380, and 0 if it is less than 120 words or greater than 380 words. So please make sure your response is always in the range of 200 and 300. Next, you get 2 points for general linguistics if you present smooth mastery of English language. So be precise and clear. You lose points if your response is not smooth. You are also assessed for your grammar skills in this question type, and you get full marks, which is 2 points, if you get everything grammatically correct. If you have 1 or 2 grammatical errors in your response, you still get 1 point. But if you exceed that and make more than 2 grammatical mistakes, you get 0 points for grammar. Next, your response is also assessed for mastery on vocabulary skills. If you use appropriate choice of words in your response, you get full 2 points. 1 point for the usage of only some appropriate words and 0 points for irrelevant words. Please note that this criteria doesn't mean that you need to use complex or difficult words, just the ones that are appropriate and relevant. And lastly, you get 2 points if there are no spelling mistakes, 1 point if there is 1 spelling error, and 0 if more than 1 spelling error.
So with this, we sum up the scoring criteria for the right essay task. And in total, you can score 15 points per essay question, which is quite substantial. Now that you are aware of all the specifics about this task, let me walk you through the crucial tips and tricks that you definitely need to be aware of before you start attempting these questions. And I will also explain you what mistakes you should avoid while attempting these questions.
Tips and tricks. The best trick you can follow to score maximum points for this task is by following our essay structure. At Edutrainex, our PTE experts have created the perfect essay structure that has taken into account all the scoring criteria and what exactly the PTE algorithm is looking for. If you follow this structure, you are assured that you are not missing any requirements. The next essential trick is to divide your time wisely. Use 1 to 2 minutes just to plan how you are going to structure your essay. Use the scribble pad to note down the key ideas for each of the paragraphs. Then, you should spend the remaining time to write and edit, maybe 10 to 15 minutes for typing your response and 2 to 5 minutes for editing your response, depending on your typing speed. But editing your mistakes is crucial to succeed. The next trick is to take one side in any type of essay. If you try to take both sides, you will not be able to write enough content to support both and will definitely exceed the word count. The next one is to think about 2 single ideas for each of the paragraphs. And then you need to write in the body and expand on it. Putting down too many ideas will impact the structure you are following, and hence the word count may also go out of limit. Let me show you an example of working remotely versus working at office, which one is better. So if I take one side and support working remotely, I would choose 2 single ideas for each of the paragraphs. Let's say I choose greater flexibility and more family time, and I will only expand on these 2 ideas for each of the 2 paragraphs. And lastly, the most important trick for the right essay task is to get feedback from PTE experts like us on your responses. Because only an expert can give you detailed evaluation and pinpoint specifics what you need to improve, and also highlight your weak areas that needs work. Now let's look at what you should never do while attempting these questions. Mistake number 1. Avoid using templates unless you have no other options. If you have decent command of English language, you should always try to follow the structure instead of templates, unless you lack time to prepare or you are too weak to write your own. Mistake number 2. Don't forget to use examples. The PTE algorithm expects you to use examples for each of the ideas that you have discussed in the paragraphs. So don't forget to use them. Mistake number 3. Don't forget to follow a structure. A well-framed structure like Edutrainex's takes into account of all the requirements to get to a high score in this task. So always follow a good structure for your essay. Mistake number 4. Not using the entire 20 minutes. Many people try to finish the right essay task quickly, which is a blunder. First of all, the time you save by doing this task quickly doesn't get added to any other task or any other sections. And secondly, you are missing a chance to go through your response properly and do the editing and proofreading, which is again quite crucial. So your next step will be to practice this task. And this is how you practice the task on the Edutrainex PTE learning platform. The layout here is quite similar to the actual test, and you see the instructions on the top, followed by the essay prompt, and just below that you have the typing space where you can type your response. And there is a word counter which shows you how many words you have typed. On the right hand side, you see the important tips related to the task, and you also have the opportunity to glance at the strategy as well as the structure that you need to follow for the right essay task. Once you are done typing your response, you click on Submit, and your response will be submitted and will be evaluated by one of the PTE experts from Edutrainex. You are also shown the sample answer on the right hand side, what should have been a good essay response for this essay prompt.
Wonderful. I am now quite sure that you know all the specifics about this task, along with a fair idea of how to crack the right essay task. And I hope you like this video, and I would definitely recommend you to explore our other videos on different PTE topics. And not only that, you can also start watching the super strategy videos that would definitely assure your success. So don't waste any more time and subscribe to our YouTube channel today for your bright future.